Healthy and valuable conversation is the only aim behind starting this podcast, Learning Beyond School. Mrs. Eva Bhatt is into media and Bollywood for more than 14 years, especially in broadcasting and digital content. From managing and promoting Bollywood movies while working with almost every big name of Bollywood, she's one of the highly networked people I came to know. Currently, she is hosting her podcast on 9XM with the name Soundcast, where she talks with celebrities from Bollywood to YouTube stars. If you're someone who love listening about Bollywood, culture, media, how future looks like in this industry, content creation, and some beautiful life lessons, then you will definitely love this conversation. If you are new to this channel, then make sure you have subscribed it and hit the bell icon for more such amazing podcast and content. And enjoy the show. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Unmit. First of all, I must say that your energy is so infectious, so zestful, and I have to congratulate you too for the content that you are creating on your page. It's just wonderful to and inspiring to see such young, and you're really young people coming up with such good positive content. And thank you for having me on your show.
So, ma'am, you belong to this beautiful city, beautiful place called Kutch, and it's a very small city. So, ma'am, coming from that city, my first question would be, how is that idea come into your mind? Ki I need to step into media field. I need to do something related to media. And what were you doing before that? And how difficult was for you to convince your parents?
Good question, very good question. So first of all, it's like almost like 16 or 17 years ago that I have to go back in time to recall that that phase in my life where I had to decide what I want to do in life. And that phase is so confusing, but I was pretty sure that I wanted to do something in media, something in cinema, something in the creative field, because I was always inclined towards that. I had done my bachelor's in literature, English literature, from St. Xavier's, Ahmedabad, and that place itself is a breeding ground for really creative and talented people. And that itself gave me a lot of that, and that kind of an environment that really boosted up my inner creativity, or anything that I would want to do in future. So that happened. Xavier's was a really big experience for me. And then I did my 2 years of post graduation in mass communication. The course was called Journalism and Communication Studies in the famous Maharaja Sayaji Rao University, which is called the MS University in Baroda. 2 years of that course. That was also brilliant. And then my aim, my goal in life was to just touch the city of Mumbai, just like many small towners of this nation. That I was always fascinated by the city, and I just wanted to do something in the creative field. I was always inclined towards writing. I love writing. So that was my main you can say main tool that really helped me, because the first project that I landed up was to assist a very good director called Shashant Shah. His name is Shashant Shah, and he is the man who really helped me to become whatever I am today. Whatever I am today is because of my almost 4.5 years of assisting him as his chief AD. And in that journey, I completely learned the basics of pre-production and production and shoots, and those hectic schedules of back-to-back shoots. And I was lucky to have found somebody was doing non-fiction, and not necessarily fiction. At that point of time, daily soaps and all were really booming, and they were they were everything. But I was personally interested in doing something of the comedy genre, or the non-fiction uh, uh, you know uh, style. So I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
very lucky that I got in touch with Shashansha, and along with him, Vinay Pathak, the great Vinay Pathak actor. They both had a lovely production house called Lemon Tea at that point of time, and we had the golden period, that you can say that I was so young. I was a kid for them, and I was taken care of by them like a family. I got a lovely family in Mumbai. So for me, the initial struggle, as you had said, coming back to your point of me being able to convince my parents, it was a
Yes, ma'am.
very big task. I do remember me, trying always to convince my father in particular. I used to cry, and I used to somehow emotionally blackmail my parents. But one really again, a good thing about the family that I was fortunate enough to have been born to, was that my father was extremely interested in cinema. And since the beginning of my life, I have only watched movies, and Raj Kapoor movies in particular. He was a diehard RK fan. And he in his heart was always a cinema lover, and he couldn't do so he was very supportive of that idea. Just the protective and the that protective nature of a parent, at that point of time, was kind of holding him back.
So, ma'am, now, like, you came Mumbai with no support and with
Right.
bags full of clothes to where you are right now, like interacting with celebrities. So जब आपने start किया था, there might be some phases at time where you became nervous, where you don't know what to say, yeah, how to yeah, catch up the conversation with the celebrity. So if there's some tips you want to give students about how to eradicate this nervousness while taking up any task, any big task, so what would be some tips you would like to give?
When I joined 9XM as the creative
Hmm.
director for Bollywood
Hmm.
shows and content, I was nervous at that point of time, because I hadn't really done anything particularly in
Hmm.
Bollywood or
Hmm.
movies. Then I was totally from the TV background.
Hmm.
So I had done comedy shows and gags and stuff with all these people that we spoke about. But so I was nervous that I don't know how will I handle music labels
Hmm.
or movie studios, and I really don't have that experience. But again, my programming head who hired
Hmm.
me and who is the network head today of 9XM, Mr. Amar Tidke, he had that confidence that I would do my best. So and initially, when we went on the sets, and I got to meet the most favorite of our people, like right from Akshay Kumar to Salman Khan to everybody. For me, initially it was a very exciting phase. But then obviously, when work starts, it's
Hmm.
all about what really
Hmm.
comes through the screen. That's more important. And yeah, I think a lot of experience has only
Hmm.
helped me. And yes, I have felt nervous and
Hmm.
worried at various points of my life in Mumbai. But the belief in yourself, the
Hmm.
belief, and somewhere you always remember your roots and your family, that
Hmm.
your family has had that faith and that confidence in you
Hmm.
always. So that has helped me a lot in my my confidence overall. That how much ever, like failure or anything that happens, I take it in stride, and I never get bogged down by any lows of life as such, to answer your question.
I don't know, ma'am. Like, I could feel that vibe when you were saying that meeting with celebrities, Akshay Kumar, Amita. I don't know. I could feel that. Like, it's and when I was watching all the 9XM podcast on YouTube, like, I was thinking, कि is there any celebrity मैम ने जिसके साथ host नहीं किया हो, जिसके साथ show नहीं किया हो? It was too amazing. All your podcast. Ma'am, as we know that when it comes to Bollywood, especially listeners love to listen about the gossip, the masala topics that Bollywood have. So I would like to come on that. Ma'am, there is a recent survey done by Indian Institute of Human Brands, and in
Mm-hmm.
that survey, it is said that 82% of the people between 18 to 30 age ab- uh, have they said that the drugs, due to drugs, they had been abused a lot in the Bollywood industry. So, ma'am, can you put some highlight that what is the drug or partying thing in culture Bollywood? Is that true? What we listen and what we gather from internet, is that true?
Whatever we read in media,
Hmm.
you know, there are there are gray, there is a gray side of
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
everything in every field, not just Bollywood, but because Bollywood
Hmm.
interests people a
Hmm.
lot, hence people are always interested in whatever is happening in Bollywood. And of course, because celebrities are the biggest influencers
Hmm.
of any country.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
of our country,
Hmm.
Bollywood celebrities will be the biggest influencers. But then I feel that not everybody is involved,
Hmm.
100% sure,
Hmm.
because you can't really focus, you can't
Hmm.
really give out all the energy that is required. I
Hmm.
have immense respect
Hmm.
for each and every, not just actors, but each and every person who works in this industry. People tend to sometimes, not
Hmm.
everybody, tend to generalize and tend to look down upon people who
Hmm.
work with in this entertainment industry.
Hmm.
But I have to say this, and thanks for your question, that please do not generalize, and
Hmm.
please note that we put in a lot of
Hmm.
efforts, and I'm just a very small part of it. But all these creative genius people
Hmm.
of our industry, directors and actors, not everybody should be put in that slate. If some people are doing it, it's their loss.
Hmm.
But for sure, for the youngsters, for
Hmm.
all your young followers and listeners who are
Hmm.
listening to this right now, I would really, really want to tell them that no drugs or
Hmm.
no alcohol or no abuse would help them anywhere. It's a big no.
Hmm.
And we have seen those examples
Hmm.
right in the industry, whatever we have seen.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
people who are who have got into
Hmm.
that, they have suffered a lot. And with their stories, we have to only learn, we
Hmm.
only have to learn from all the positive and the negative parts of any person's journey. You have to just imbibe all the good things
Yes, ma'am.
that
Hmm.
whatever you can.
Exactly.
And my best experiences would be whenever we shoot with Akshay Kumar, because he is whatever we have heard about him,
At
about
4
his
a.m.
punctuality, and a 4 a.m. person. And I remember leaving my house at 2:30 in the night for a 4 a.m. shoot in Juhu, and he's all fresh. And whenever we pack up at say around 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock, and then he'll be like, "Jao abhi so jao sab log." And so that's just amazing thing about him, that really every time that I shoot with him, and I'm like so motivated that yes, even I will be a 4 a.m. person. And yeah, that's another thing, that I've recently become a 5 a.m. person. And I absolutely love it. And and shooting with Ranveer Singh is another uh, great experience, because he is full of energy. He is an amazing person, and there's a lot to learn from all these people, even if it is not real.
Hmm.
For me, if I had to say this, even if they are just acting, or they have to be in a certain way in front of the media, that's okay. I think
Hmm.
still you have to give them that credit, because it takes a lot of energy
Hmm.
to be at your best all the time. And so I think I've always seen people, not just celebrities, but people in my life, in the most positive light as much as possible,
Yes, ma'am.
and giving them all the leeway for making mistakes, or doing anything, because we are all human beings. Nobody is perfect and nobody is striving for perfection. I feel
Hmm.
that the very the very need to, or the pressure to be perfect all the time is not good.
So, ma'am, like one thing I want to ask that do you think that this industry favor or not favor, I will say work with people they like or people they know? Do you agree with this?
Yes, and I don't have any comms or any any such issue for saying yes, because it's human tendency, it's a human psychology, that we all like to work with like-minded people and people whom we are familiar with or friends with, and that really creates a different chemistry. And sometimes it happens that
Recording in
when
progress.
that we are we do give that chance for new people to come into our lives and work with new people, and then immediate that bonding happens, or that chemistry develops, and that is also absolutely fine. So I would not say that if there is anything wrong when you say that there are camps in the industry. Again, as I said, that I'm no
Hmm.
I'm not the right person to be really commenting on
Hmm.
that. But I still feel that there is absolutely nothing wrong when people say that, okay, people tend to work in camps or in groups, because that is a human psychology. There is no such thing as camps. It's just that people like and enjoy working, are comfortable working with like-minded people, and every project, with every big movie or show, you need people who totally get what you want, and it's absolutely natural.
If there are some key things that you have learned from all the celebrities, all the people you have hosted on a show, what are some common things you find in all these celebrities' life? Or, if you
Yeah.
want to share some.
So, since 2 years, I've been hosting this podcast, as you
Hmm.
said, 9XM Soundcast, wherein I interview all the musicians, singers, composers, lyricists of our industry, and talking to them, interacting with them has been
Hmm.
such an enriching journey, because every time I have learned at least 3 to 4 really new things from every interview. So we have recently finished 100 episodes.
Hmm.
So obviously we are not going to talk about each one of them, but I would personally want people to really listen to at least their favorite artists on my show, because listening to their journey and the way they have opened up on my show,
Hmm.
they have really shared really intimate and personal and professional experiences that are really inspiring. So while talking to them, right now we are talking, while talking to them, I have really understood one thing, that there is no shortcut to make it big
Hmm.
in any field. There is a lot of hard work that is required, a lot of belief in
Hmm.
yourself. The passion has to be revived again and again, because it happens that after a point of time the fire dies, or after you have achieved certain goals or awards, you might tend to
Hmm.
take a back seat. But all the people who are are still there, they are making it
Hmm.
big in the industry since so many years, more than 25 years. People like Sunidhi Chauhan,
Hmm.
or Shreya Ghoshal, to so many other lovely composers that I have met. I have just learned one thing, that their passion has not died. They have not let their passion die.
Hmm.
Their consistency in delivering good work all the time, because of their hard work and their belief in
Hmm.
them and their work, and there is no shortcut. And all the even the influencers like
Hmm.
Bhuvan, I
Hmm.
learned that it's a very simple formula to success, to be yourself, and really not to have any sort of that thing in your mind that okay, if I do this, then I will get many followers. I don't
Hmm.
believe in that. I really don't believe in the
Hmm.
follower thing and all of that, likes or number of likes
Hmm.
and all of that, because that all is really temporary.
Hmm.
What really matters is the number of people that you really influence
Hmm.
positively. That's all that really matters. Everything else is secondary. That is what I have really gathered, and I'm still gathering from every conversation of mine with these beautiful musicians, because music is something that has always, been my biggest, you can say, love. So I, more than celebrities and actors and everybody, I'm excited every week wherein I get to meet with and talk to the people that I have only dreamt of, meeting somebody like Sukhvinder Singh. Oh my God, what an experience of just sitting and talking with him. Due to the pandemic, obviously, we are all doing Zoom calls, but I have
Hmm.
had the opportunity of sitting one on one with almost everybody, right from Shankar Mahadevan to Sonu Nigam to everybody, Amit Trivedi and all. And it's just goosebumps when you see their energy, their passion, their honesty, their hard work, day and night, and yet that energy is
Hmm.
there. So all that is absolutely inspiring, and my respect for artists and this industry just doubles up every time I talk to them.
Ma'am, like I'm feeling the same vibe. The way you talk with the celebrities, I'm feeling the same vibe while talking with you. I don't know why.
Oh, no, 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 that's really sweet of you, and I'm so happy that you messaged me. And I was looking forward to this, because that energy and that endeavor of yours is commendable, and you are doing a good job.
Means a lot, ma'am. Ma'am, you talked about the pro of YouTube, Bhuvam Bam, and like while talking to him, like, do you find any difference? The Bhuvam, what is Bhuvam on the camera and what is Bhuvam behind the camera? Like, is there any real and real Bhuvam? Like, what I experience?
Whatever little interaction that I had with him, I felt that he is an extremely simple and, again, a funny man.
Hmm.
But at the same time, his thoughts are very, matured and
Hmm.
serious, and extremely sorted in
Hmm.
his head. But apart from the content, the funny content that he really churns out,
Hmm.
he is much more than that, and
Hmm.
he's an absolutely brilliant artist.
Hmm.
He's a musician in
Hmm.
his heart. And that's what I found out, that the very first thing that he did in his life was sing in
Hmm. Yes, ma'am.
restaurants and cafes in Delhi. So that's really amazing, and I feel that whoever is in this field of music,
Hmm.
they have to be good souls. So
Hmm.
he's a fantastic person for sure, and he came across as a very, very down to earth, simple person.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is one major concern among content creators, no matter small or big. Even I face this issue, and that is the number game. Like when you so
Hmm.
much become concerned about the number game, there is so much mental pressure you have, the emotional pressure, and also kind of jealousy. To be very honest, there are creators around me which I'm jealous of. I'm honest with you. Like I know some people who just created a content for a week and their account blown up 100K, 50K, and I kind of like can't relate that vibe. So what do you want to advise a creator like me or any creator who is struggling with this number game, or like you get the question, I think, like बहुत सारे numbers को
Yeah,
देख के परेशान
absolutely.
होना, सुन नहीं रहे लोग, videos views नहीं आ रहे.
Abs- Absolutely right. I think that one very important thing when you are creating content,
Hmm.
be it for TV or be it for digital, uh, you have to be very clear that who are you catering this content to,
Hmm.
your target audience.
Hmm.
And there has to be a focus. There
Hmm.
has to be a focus in the content that you are putting out every
Hmm.
time. It can't be going in 10 different directions.
Huh. Hmm.
The consumer, the audience, needs to get a proper idea that if he or she is coming on your page,
Hmm.
they are expecting this and they can expect this.
Hmm.
So I think that is one thing, and apart from that, I feel the number game really
Hmm.
shouldn't bother you at this stage, because you're still very young,
Hmm.
and I feel that it's it all boils down to the quality.
Hmm.
All those big numbers that you see on any podcasters or any content creators page,
Hmm.
all those big numbers that you see have come up only
Hmm.
after a certain period, and it's not like overnight.
Yes, ma'am.
And I feel that if it's overnight, then that is also uh, the sooner you reach that particular number,
Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
it's easier to it's it will take no time in coming down
Hmm.
also.
Hmm.
That is what I had gathered from, I don't know who was telling me this, that a very young artist was telling me that he is not at all bothered about the fame that he has achieved. I think it was Arman Malik himself, that he had said that he is not bothered about the craze that girls especially
Hmm.
have for him, or he's so popular. But he's not at all bothered of that, because his father had always told him that you don't have to you have to consider as if you are not famous at all.
Hmm.
So you will put in those efforts, and you are not you are not bogged down by either the positive ones
Hmm.
or the negative feedback. So I think you should concentrate on your
Hmm.
content. Do not let your spirits down
Hmm.
by just seeing people's page, or their number of followers and all of that. That is a natural thing to
Hmm.
feel. But I feel that you should have that belief in the
Hmm.
content that you're creating. At the same time, review, revise,
Hmm.
take a look back in your content
Hmm.
and see how it can be interesting for people.
Hmm.
As I said, that because there are so many creators,
Hmm.
so there is a lot of competition. So people, if they are not finding you or your
Hmm.
page interesting,
Hmm.
they will go to some other page, and that's
Hmm.
absolutely okay. That's not the thing, but maybe your goal or your intention has to be correct. And if it's correct, then I don't think you should be bothered, and
Hmm.
give it some time.
Couldn't agree more, man. In one of a conversation, you also told about that it's a long journey, so you have to be little bit patient, which something we as a youth is
Right,
missing. So I completely
right,
agree.
right.
Ma'am, coming to the writing scripts, what are some tips would you like to give? How to write a good script that connect the audience with the consumer, with the creator?
It also depends on on the platform that you are creating or
Hmm.
writing for. Like if it is a short format content,
Hmm.
then your script has to communicate you
Hmm.
know it really well.
Hmm.
In a long format, you have the leeway to communicate your thing. You have a lot of time.
Hmm.
But the challenge comes in short promos, or
Hmm.
short vignette kind of content. So any new writer in particular can start this practice by starting to write short format
Hmm.
content. Like I remember that the initial exercise that we used to do when I
Hmm.
used to work with Mr. Shashank Shah, is that we used to write lot of gags, lot of vignettes,
Hmm.
and lot of short format content. Short format content was not even a word then. We used to do
Hmm.
that when there was no such thing as short format. Everything was long format,
Hmm.
everything was half an hour show.
Hmm.
So we used to do these filler content and
Hmm.
all of that, those really funny jokes and everything. So we used to do it basis our day to day
Hmm.
interactions. There was no such thing as Google or any such
Hmm.
thing then
Hmm.
too.
Hmm.
So it forced us to become creative in the
Hmm.
real sense. But other than that, I'm not a very big writer to be
Hmm.
commenting on this.
Hmm.
I will be very honest, but I feel that the thing that really strikes the chord every time is uh, a very simple, simply said thing. Amitabh Bhattacharya had said in my podcast that he always strives to make things simple in his
Hmm.
writing, in his lyrics. Because initially even he used to use all those heavy
Hmm.
words out of his literary knowledge. But now his concern and now his intention is to just put out whatever comes in his mind, and whatever is going to get translated very easily to the audiences,
Hmm.
to the different kinds of audience that's going to consume it. So a simply said
Hmm.
thing is far better than
Hmm.
really complicated
Hmm.
ways of communicating
Yes.
things.
Also, in your podcast with Bhuvam Bam, like BB shared this one thing that with experience, your writing improves a lot. The songs he write before
Right.
he entered the industry and the songs he are writing. So I think experience also plays a big role in that. Now, ma'am, like pandemic has created a great new shift in this media industry. So, what do you think are the opportunities for the young students who are in this media industry after COVID in media particularly? What is the future looks like according to you?
I think it has definitely created a lot of challenge
Hmm.
for newcomers
Hmm.
to get into the industry. It's not going to be easy for even
Hmm.
the next 2 years, I feel. But the time that we have right now in our hands is to create your own brand.
Hmm.
You have the opportunity of using different platforms,
Hmm.
try out your skills and talents by experimenting and trying it out on your
Hmm.
individual pages and handles. And if you are somebody who wants to try out in writing or lyrics,
Hmm.
then you have to utilize this time in that before you actually get the chance. And
Hmm.
build your network,
Hmm.
create a brand for yourself.
Hmm.
That is one thing that I feel that all the youngsters who are
Hmm.
wanting to come into the industry can definitely put in their energies rather than just waiting for the opportunity, because it's going to take a lot of time.
Hmm.
And I would be very honest that job opportunities are are
Hmm.
not so much like they could have been because of the
Hmm.
pandemic.
Hmm.
It's going to be a struggle, it's
Hmm.
going to be a challenge. So rather be prepared
Hmm.
and take this particular time that we have
Hmm.
in actually maybe learning
Hmm.
a new skill or taking up a course, or even just trying it out on your platform.
Ma'am, is it necessary for someone who want to be work in media to shift to Mumbai? Is it necessary, or do you think that after shifting to Mumbai particularly, it has bring a drastic change in your life? Like, does Mumbai has
Hmm.
something, like, is it necessary for a student like me or someone who want to be in media to shift to Mumbai if he or she want to be a good career, wants to be in a good career in when it comes to media?
Uh, like a few years ago, if somebody would have asked me this question, then I
Hmm.
would have said that yes, of course, Mumbai is the only place wherein somebody can really make it big in media in
Hmm.
particular. You have to be in Mumbai, or yeah. So but I feel now, because of this digital
Hmm.
revolution, sitting in a small town, or a small town in
Hmm.
UP, or any particular state of our country, you can definitely create your own your
Hmm.
own community, your own brand, and become famous.
Hmm.
And we all have seen that happening in front of our eyes in the last few years. So that's a no brainer for sure.
Hmm.
But I feel that Mumbai will give you the opportunity if you are inclined
Hmm.
towards
Hmm.
acting in particular, in movies, in Bollywood movies I'm
Hmm.
particularly talking about. Because now that you see that regional
Hmm.
industry has
Yes, ma'am.
boomed like anything. And hence I feel that if only you are interested in really getting into the direction
Hmm.
field, or the writing field, or
Hmm.
even the acting field, particularly in Bollywood movies, then of course ultimately you will have to
Hmm.
try it out in Mumbai. But I still feel that, because of this digital revolution, it has definitely opened up that thing for everybody in the country to explore their talent.
Hmm.
And people are now searching for good talent from social media itself.
Hmm.
Most of the lovely actors that you see on the screens on the OTT
Hmm.
shows are from digital media.
Mass communication is a very diverse field. You have journalism, you have radio jockey, and you have a podcast,
Right.
brilliant podcast host like you. So, what are some like fields in mass communication which you think will boom after COVID or after all this happening? What are some fields, particularly in mass communication? What you believe?
Sasha, give me 2 minutes. Sasha, give me 2 minutes. Good question, Amit, because I feel that what you are doing and what I am doing,
Hmm.
podcasting, is a brilliant, upcoming field. And the audio industry has already boomed up
Hmm.
yeah, in India also. It's not the same like it was 2 years ago. And I feel that podcasting is the audio industry is going to be really big.
Hmm.
Again, short format content,
Hmm.
apps and all these
Hmm.
digital platforms, they are proof of
Hmm.
your short format content working really well. And I think that is going to be the future, podcasting, the audio industry. At the same time, if you are somebody who likes to create visual content, then YouTube is the space for you. So it's no longer limited to TV channels,
Hmm.
because TV channels and screens, big screens, they are facing a lot of challenge
Hmm.
right now. And
Exactly.
I feel that digital platforms are the big thing that people should definitely look to encash.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, I have some last few questions. I will not take much time. The first question will be, what would be your advice for a media student from your bunch of experience you have? What is some advice would you like to give a media student or media student? Yes, ma'am. Any artist or anything.
um, hmm. So I feel that whatever I learned from my course, that has helped me, yes, for sure. But I still will give the credit to all the experiences, all the practical experiences that I've had in my assisting years. All that has really shaped me and has
Hmm.
helped me. So I feel that give a lot of time uh, to gather a lot of experience,
Hmm.
rather than just taking up degrees and all of that. I feel that spending a lot behind big degrees
Hmm.
is no longer a requirement.
Hmm.
That should not be a pressure at all. I
Hmm.
feel that the amount of experience that you will gather and the knowledge that you will gather with your physical practical
Hmm.
experiences, that will really teach you a lot.
Hmm.
And I also feel that this generation definitely needs to be a lot more patient when it comes to learning in the initial phases of their
Yes, ma'am.
career. Because of this digital boom, the it's been so easy to get name and fame, that that focus somewhere goes away, and people are always attracted towards getting that
Yes, ma'am.
glamour and that
Quick fame.
fame,
Hmm.
quick fame, so easily. So that is one hindrance, I feel.
Hmm.
That is one challenge for this generation. But I also feel that they are extremely smart, and you guys are like really fast learners, quick learners. And you have the advantage of the extremely tech, being tech savvy.
Hmm.
So I think all that is in your stride, and I feel that every media student should definitely
Hmm.
focus in one particular, or say even two three things that they are
Hmm.
really good at, and focus on that. There will be a but there is a lot of competition. And
Hmm.
there are so many people coming in the industry every day. But it's your hard work is what is going to take you places. And
Exactly.
be ready for doing all kinds of odd jobs
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
initial phase, if at all you are trying to come to a place like Mumbai. So I think uh, I don't really need to give a lot of advice to media students, but I feel that they do have a lot of opportunity of gaining knowledge from the social media
Yes,
platforms and
ma'am.
everywhere. And I feel that they should just be open to hard work and
Yes.
not go away from putting in efforts.
Your answer reminds me one of the lines said by Anupam Kher in one of his podcast. That is, there is no substitute for hard work. So, and I think that that is the beautiful advice you give, being to a media student, that there is no substitute for hard work. Hard work is the key recipe for success in any field. Ma'am, in every podcast, we have one last trademark question which I ask every guest, and I want to ask you that if there is one thing you want students to learn beyond school, what is that one thing?
Very, very nice question. I feel, now more so as a parent, I feel that one thing that is has been missing from our education system and is still missing in our upbringing of children or students is the emotional, the mental health factor, the emotional balance. Because ultimately you are going to grow up as an adult, and you are going to face the world and its issues, and all sorts of career related or personal problems or anything. You are going to be facing that. So preparing a child or preparing a student for that big life battle,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
with all the arms and ammunitions of great confidence, self belief, emotionally and mentally being strong, because that's what then ultimately leads to like you had mentioned, any sort of abuse. If you are emotionally or mentally weak, or all sorts of um, even suicides that happen, that is really really so upsetting. I feel that nobody should go through go till that stage in their lives. And I feel that uh, every student should be taught the lesson of how to come back, cope up with problems, the lows of life. If you are getting failures or if you are getting rejections, how to deal with those situations. Success is not everything. Being happy
Happy.
is what matters, and that's what this virus has taught us,
Exactly.
that being happy every single day of your life will matter. Because you really don't know what's going to happen. But if you want to really build a good future, a happy future, you need to invest in your mental and emotional health as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your valuable time. It's an honor for me, really, really honor from the bottom of my heart. Honor for me to have you, have someone like you
Where are
on the
you
show.
based at,
Ma'am,
and where are you right
I'm at
now?
Jaipur. I live in Jaipur, Rajasthan.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
very nice, very nice.
So, ma'am, again, it's an honor for me. Ma'am, first of all, I thought कि like आपका reply नहीं आएगा क्योंकि because of the work you have done with celebrities you have collaborated with, I thought कि I would might get a no, but it's a really really kind of you that you said yes and present on my show. It really means the world to me. And thank you so much, ma'am, for being on the show, ma'am. Really
All
honor
the
to have you.
best, all the best. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you so much.